down. Buzzer be to do it all now. All now.
All right. Hey, I'm Bradley from Elevate's Coaching, and I'm super stoked to share with you something that's a little bit more catered towards creating those teams. So if you're somebody that's in a growing tech company or just any company that's scaling and trying to grow their teams, get everybody in alignment, then I think this video is for you. Otherwise, if you're looking for more of my performance-based coaching type videos, then this might not be the one for you. But I think this is something that I'm really passionate about. And one of the reasons that I was driven to create Elevate's Coaching in the first place was to help create better workplace cultures and teams and prevent the burnout that I had gone through coming up on almost a year ago today. So what I wanted to talk about is the idea of having a vision versus no vision, and what that means in terms of an impact on your efficiency, team engagement, innovation, and performance. So when I look back at mega tech companies who have really succeeded versus the ones that have failed and you don't hear about anymore, I'm thinking Kodak, for example, who wasn't able to drive that forward vision in terms of photography and the way that everything was moving digital at the time, versus another company like Apple, who's got this really, really bold vision and has been paving the way in so many different areas, not just in terms of MP3 players, but even look at their Apple Music store. That's something that changed the way that people buy music forever going forwards. And it's something that was even able to disrupt an already disruptive technology like Napster back in the day, where people were just downloading all that stuff for free. They got what they want. So what I really wanted to dig into is the idea of, for you to have that really aligned team, and a team that's feeling like their contribution on a day-to-day basis makes a difference for the company, and also gives them that sense of purpose, that sense of drive, the reason to be there. One of the things that you're going to need to do as a leader, as a business owner, is to have that vision of what it is that you're doing and what it is that is the goal of your company or product, and have that completely transparent across your teams and across your front line. And essentially what that's going to do is it's going to act as your North Star. And if you don't have that transparency on what it is that you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, you're going to have a team that's just confused, they're inefficient, and you're going to see a lot of duplicative efforts because nobody knows what they're doing. They're not in alignment with a vision, and they're going to be bumping into each other left, right, and center. So one of the examples I have for somebody that did this really well was Satya Nadella back in the 2010s with Microsoft. And there was a lot of different ideas going on at the time. And one of the things that really united all of the workers, if I recall correctly, was he had introduced this vision to be that cloud first, mobile first leader back in the 2010s. And what ended up happening was that that reinvigorated a lot of the Microsoft teams, and they came at everything with this new focus. And it trickled down. And what ends up happening in terms of employee engagement and morale is they say, hey, like there's this huge mega vision, and whatever task it is that I'm doing can fold up and serve that greater vision. So it's the idea that purpose is driving more engagement. So there was a Gallup survey that said, and I love Gallup, by the way, back in my mid-teens, I used to work at this amazing technology retail shop. And they used to hire Gallup to come in and do these surveys. And they'd take surveys about the different stores, the employee attitude, what's working, what wasn't working. And the company would take this feedback and leverage it to create a better workspace continuously. It was one of the best places I've ever worked in my life. Now it's turned into Best Buy, but back in the day, it was a Canadian retail outlet called Future Shop. And I think that they set a lot of the groundwork for how I've been able to grow different cultures in the different businesses and roles that I've had. So one of the things that they had done was they had this goal, and I still remember to this day, and I think it's something that I've carried with me everywhere, is we have fun while being the best. I don't know if it's a goal or an aspiration really, but that's something that really came to life in everything that I did at that place of business. So what also ends up happening is, since we've got these motivators and these drives and this clear vision of what it is that we're doing or why we're doing it, people like what they do. So you're going to see a lot lower turnover and higher retention. I think there was a poll that was taken, and yeah, another Gallup analysis. There was an 8% decrease in turnover when the leader had a clear vision. And so what that's going to do is it's going to help you retain talent, and everybody that's working there, or the majority of people that are the right fit, they're going to be happier, and it's going to create this better environment for everybody to win together. And in turn, by doing that, you're also boosting the performance metrics by about like 4.5%. So everybody's in more alignment, they're staying around, and they're driven by a common purpose. And so when we look at this in a different context, like think about it in an operational context, you've got a bunch of people that know what they're doing, that are working together to achieve a common goal. So what's happening is leadership doesn't have to micromanage anymore. You've got employees that are making the right decisions in the interest of the company's visions and goals. On top of that, one of the biggest sales units in a growing and scaling company isn't necessarily just your sales, but it's also going to be your HR. So when you've got new talent that sees a winning culture, that they go through an interview process and they see everyone's actually legitimately enticed by what it is that they do. They see that there's something that drives them. If you're somebody that's looking to make a move from something that's already comfortable, and I mean, if you're in tech, like it's the gilded cage already. People are just making enough to be happy, and like it's going to take a lot to move somebody from A to B. So you better have something that's a little bit different. And it's not just compensation. If we boost compensation all the time, that's a race to the bottom. And then you get a bunch of entitled assholes that are running your company, and that's just going to kill the culture there anyways. So when you have that clarity of mission and it's transparent, then you're going to have people that are driven by purpose in your workplace. And it's not going to be all these tyrants. So I think that's one of the big advantages to having this kind of shared vision communicated amongst your team members. On the topic of innovation and creativity, it's also going to inspire a lot of new thinking amongst your team members. So one of the things that I've found team members constantly worried about is these performance metrics. And so what I've seen in a few tech companies is we've got our KPIs or our OKRs, and it's these metrics that everyone comes into and tries to live up to day to day. And it can cause this constant drive, especially if you've got a team of go-getters. So what's going to happen is you see, all right, we've established some type of a baseline. And Billy or Sally or whoever is, if you're in tech, you're probably a little bit competitive, or you're really into problem solving. You're going to try and improve upon those metrics. Generally speaking, especially when you know that management's got you under a magnifying glass and it's going to burn the slower ants, which is an ugly prospect. But, it takes away from those employees' abilities to make calculated risks. And for a company to come up with something new and innovative, you can't have a bunch of workers that are afraid to take a risk and do something creative and move things forward, come up with new innovation. However, what happens is when you've got that alignment under a common goal or mission, whether it's to be, cloud, mobile first, whatever it is that's your thing, then you've got all of these brilliant minds that's a part of your team thinking about what is it that I can do to help the company achieve this goal. And the thing is, you've got all of these different minds with different perspectives and different ideas. And if you enable them under that shared vision, removing a lot of the fear that they might have, then you're going to be able to see a lot more innovation and creativity within those teams. That's not to say that KPIs and OKR metrics aren't important, but it's going to, if you allow people to focus more on the vision, more on the carrot, more on the dream than the big stick or spanking that might be waiting for them, then that's a whole different talk. And so the other thing that I think is really critical in terms of having this vision, and I guess more of this is kind of like a bonus, but it's like that backbone thing that helps that vision stand, is having a set of values that mean something. And I've seen so many times how it's like, oh, we value honesty or integrity, and like just to have things hidden from those team members and have them let go. And like the company isn't necessarily relying or acting on any of those values. The previous place that I was at had some of the coolest values next to Future Shop, but it's something that you can live on and off the floor. So when I had the privilege of being a part of the leadership team at Digital Convergence, one of the things that we did was create a set of values. And the CEO there had come up with a set of 5 values with other team members that they're not. I think the thing that was fascinating to me is that they're operational in nature. So it's not some wishy-washy bullshit. In fact, one of the core values of that organization was no bullshit. And what that meant, when you have a vision of something that you're trying to achieve and you have this operational value such as no bullshit, what does that mean? It means that, we're not going to have that inner office politics. What it is what it is. We don't politicize things. That was something that went against our core values. So it also helped us to fail faster and celebrate those failures as actual learnings and things that helped us to grow and just be aware of not to do next time. So in terms of getting your team aligned and on your side, having that greater vision that unites everybody is something that's going to pay dividends in terms of helping people knowing what they're doing, give them a purpose. People are meaning-making machines. So they want a reason to come in the morning. They want a reason that they put in this extra time into getting across the delivery line. They want to feel that this product has purpose or this company has purpose. So think about that vision and make sure that it's transparent and well communicated. And when everybody understands what that is, you want to start to be able to reward people for behaving in ways that align to that vision. And on the note of having those backing values to prop up the vision, you're going to find that if there's a certain way and style that your team likes to work, and those values prop up that way of working, if those values are made clear, don't ever have more than 5 of them, because that's information overload. But if you got 3 to 5 values, that's how you work, why you do what you do, well, you're going to have people that aren't the right fit start to weed themselves out. So I think that at the end of the day, what you're left with when you've got a team that's in alignment with a vision is you've got a team that's cohesive, that understands what one another is doing, that's able to innovate and come up with new ideas that you wouldn't have thought of that'll roll up to that big picture. And you're going to weed out people that don't belong in that team, saving you a ton in the long run. If you got a group of people that are really happy to be there, then you're really feeding the beast when it comes to that HR sales team as well. So if this is the type of material that resonates with you, I want you to give me a like, subscribe, turn off your notifications, but look forward to more content like this so that you can become a better leader that is able to transform more capable teams and will elevate your teams together. Thanks for watching. I know it's a long one, but I look forward to sharing more content on how you as a tech leader are able to become a more effective leader, how to scale your teams better. And if you want more information on how I help leaders in your situation be coached and coach their teams, hit me up on my website or shoot me a DM. I'm always looking forward to talking to like-minded people. So thanks again. Stay tuned. Bye now.
Home run, touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. All now, top corner talking home run. Touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. All now, top